At half-time it was Arsenal 1, Liverpool 0. West Ham awaiting the winners in the next round. Our commentary team tonight is Trevor Brooking, Peter Jones, and first this time, Mike Ingham.
And welcome back to Villa Park. A great reception for Arsenal as they take the field for the second half. Sooner or later, all cup marathon matches have to come to this stadium. And this the first time that we've actually had somebody in the lead at half-time. It was 0-0 at half-time, I remember, at Anfield, then 0-0 at half-time at Highbury. Well, now Arsenal have just got their noses in front here, leading by Paul Merson's goal after 27 minutes. They've got happy memories, of course, of this stadium. They've already won a trophy in the stadium this season. They won the Centenary Trophy here against Manchester United, beating Liverpool on the way. Nice settled look they got about the team, of course. And let me give you that side. It's unchanged again. John Lukic in goal, Lee Dixon, Steve Bold, Tony Adams and Nigel Winterburn the defence, David Rocastle, Michael Thomas, Kevin Richardson and Brian Marwood in midfield, Alan Smith and the goal scorer Paul Merson up front. Arsenal to start the second half, attacking the goal away to our right, the big Holt end here at Villa Park. Keith Hackett, the referee, world famous referee from Sheffield, gets us underway. The Liverpool team news in just a few moments. Arsenal on the ball just inside their half, on the near side, the right hand side. A bad ball though from Lee Dixon, picked up by Steve Staunton, the Liverpool left back, and Staunton almost involved again, but Beardsley couldn't find him with the return ball, and Arsenal clear into the Liverpool half. Merson doesn't quite get the layoff right in the air to this near side, and Liverpool able to trot the ball back again to Mike Hooper in goal. Mike Hooper's in goal. They've got Barry Venison and Steve Staunton fullbacks tonight. Venison's fit again. Steve Nicol, Gary Ablett in the centre of defence. A midfield of Ray Houghton, Steve McMahon, Ronnie Whelan and Nigel Spackman. And John Aldridge is now playing up front with Peter Beardsley, having come on just before half-time for the unfortunate Ian Rush, who seemed to have looked like possibly a hip injury after colliding with the Arsenal goalkeeper John Lukic, and also an Arsenal defender. I think it was Dixon too who was involved, and that's the last thing that Kenny Dalglish needs, of course. He's already got a list that involves people like Grobbelaar, Gillespie, Hansen and Barnes all injured. Well, now Rush has picked up a knock and Liverpool are behind here, and Arsenal on the ball again over on the far side. A long ball looking for Marwood. Marwood can't get there, but Smith almost does for Arsenal, but Liverpool just getting it away from Smith, and it's really opened up the second half at a ferocious pace. And the Liverpool player goes down in the centre circle. Looks like Peter Beardsley, I think. And Beardsley will need some attention. No, it's Nigel Spackman. Beardsley was out of my vision. He was away to the left on this near side. He's definitely there. It's Nigel Spackman who's gone down. And they've only got Alex Watson left now on the bench, who's a central defender. So Kenny Dalglish won't want to lose Nigel Spackman. Trevor Brooking, early thoughts from you at the start of the second half?
I think Stevie Bould got booked for that tackle on Nigel Spackman, and certainly, not surprisingly, Arsenal decided to get a couple of early tackles to really make sure they don't concede a goal in these first 5 or 10 minutes, because Liverpool, no doubt wound up by their own manager, Kenny Dalglish, will know the longer the game goes on, the more desperate they might become and have to throw extra men forward, and then they're always prone to the counter-attack.
A lot of style just then, a few moments ago while Trevor was talking, a lot of style from the fullback Lee Dixon to get a header back to his goalkeeper, and now Arsenal in business again, near side, the right hand side. Merson, the goal scorer, tries to get across, and it takes a deflection off a Liverpool defender, and Hooper was right behind it at the near post in his tracksuit trousers to save the day there for Liverpool, and he waits for everyone to get upfield, and his clearance doesn't reach the halfway line. Nigel Spackman heads it into the Arsenal half, doesn't stay there for very long. A long clearance from Tony Adams, up again to Merson on the near side, and handball against Paul Merson. Didn't like the decision. I must say his hair doesn't look all that long. Apparently he hasn't had his hair cut since Arsenal lost. There's a bit of trivia for you. He's not going to get it cut again until they lose again. Well, they lost a few weeks ago. I think it was against Sheffield Wednesday, but obviously doesn't grow very quickly. Merson, the fair-haired player who scored tonight, and he's on the ball again, tucking it back into the Arsenal half, and then a long ball from the Arsenal half, seeking out Alan Smith on the edge of the area, and Gary Ablett back to Mike Hooper. Did you ever do anything silly like that, Trevor, as a player? Little superstitions?
No, I used to take a lot of stick, sometimes see photos of 75 Cup final, the old sideburns, you know, the old Engelbert Humperdinck look, and I sometimes see them in sort of pictures of a few years ago, and people say, is that, how on earth you look like that a few years ago? My two children take the mick out of me as well, but certainly not for growing long hair. Unfortunately, we never really strung together enough victories to make it worthwhile, Mike.
Right, what have we got? We've got a free kick to Arsenal, and John Lukic is going to emulate Dave Besant by coming some 10 yards out of his penalty area to take it. I bet he's insisting that John Aldridge isn't 10 yards away, and that's a bit silly from Aldridge because he's wasting his own time. Liverpool are trailing here by 1-0, and we've almost played 5 minutes already at the start of the second half, and Arsenal will knock a ball right from the halfway line from Lee Dixon all the way back again to John Lukic. A little bit of arrogance there from Dixon, but Arsenal are in control at the moment, leading by 1-0, and Lukic's clearance to this near side misses out Rocastle in the air, and it's almost gone from goalkeeper to goalkeeper. Ablett's just touched it back again to Mike Hooper. Villa Park, I would think about just over half full. Not very good on estimating crowds, but I reckon possibly about 25,000 here tonight. We'll get an official crowd a little later. And Liverpool at the moment not stringing enough together in midfield to offer sustained threat. They need to get back here, and Steve Nicholls bringing the ball out of defence now. He looks left, he looks right, decides to just go straight on forward to the halfway line. It's all very tight for Liverpool at the moment on the halfway line, as Arsenal, obviously with the fillip of the goal, are really crowding around the ball. Thomas and Rocastle there denying space, and it's a Liverpool throw. Flicked in field. Aldridge looking to his right. He's found Ray Houghton 25 yards from the Arsenal goal, away to our left. Back to Beardsley. Beardsley now going on another typical little run, and then he released the ball, and Staunton didn't make the run. We get so off used to seeing Beardsley running all the way into the penalty area. That time perhaps he foxed Staunton because Staunton didn't go for the pass, and Arsenal regroup at the back. And bringing it away for them now is Rocastle, except he didn't get very far because Beardsley was tackling at him all the time, and the ball is out of play for an Arsenal throw. It's about 15 yards from the halfway line, inside their own half. Arsenal in their chain strip of yellow and black tonight. Liverpool presumably won the toss, so they're all in red, and it's Arsenal with the lead. They lead here 1-0. Paul Merson, the goal scorer, after 27 minutes, playing for a place away to West Ham a week tonight. At the moment we're on course for a London derby, West Ham against Arsenal, but Liverpool, as you will know, are so resilient, and this won't be decided until the final whistle goes. And Liverpool indeed now edge of the Arsenal penalty area with Aldridge. Aldridge, nice first touch, now needs to release it perhaps. Oh, and he gave it to Ray Houghton, and Houghton played a return ball where he thought Aldridge would be. He wasn't, Winterburn was, and it's with Lukic.
It's very difficult when you get Arsenal defenders crowded close together to play those tight little 1-2s. John Aldridge made just a half shooting chance for Ray Houghton, and I think it's worth him just taking a chance and hitting it on the turn himself.
Merson now, 25 yards out, picking up a ball from Alan Smith. Went crashing, looked straight at the referee, Keith Hackett, superb referee, waves play on, and it's back again to Mike Hooper. A second Arsenal goal at this stage would be fatal for Liverpool. They mustn't push too many men forward looking for this equaliser. And from Hooper's clearance, the ball is on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. It's up in the air from Lee Dixon, and when it finally came down, there was a challenge between Bold and Aldridge, and Aldridge adjudged just to have done a little bit too much digging there. He's been penalised, and Arsenal just turned the free kick back to Lukic. Trevor again.
Of course, a great shame from Teddy Galdi's point of view that Ian Rush has gone off, because John Aldridge being on the bench, if they did go one down as they have done, the natural substitution would have been to bring Aldridge on to play up with Rush, and then Beardsley to add an extra attack. But now, of course, they haven't got that option.
7 minutes gone in the second half. Liverpool trailing here by 1-0, making headway down this near side, the left-hand side, through Beardsley, winning a throw, taken already, turned into midfield for their captain Ronnie Whelan, goes for a 1-2, and Whelan just wide. Houghton set it up for him, Whelan thumped it, typical Whelan style from 25 yards, just a few inches wide of Lukic's right-hand post. That was almost a vintage Ronnie Whelan strike.
Well, we've seen him hit a few 25-yarders, Republic of Ireland in the summer. That volley rings a bell, doesn't it? But that one was just, he knocked it up to Ray Houghton, got the layoff, and 25 yards out. hit a good drive, but it was always just going past the angle. But it's one of those that either flies in the net or everyone sort of groans because it misses the goal. But he hit it well enough.
Good period of play at the moment for Liverpool, just inside the Arsenal half again. Spackman brings the ball down. Michael Thomas dispossesses him and then gives it away, and Liverpool are moving again. Beardsley, lovely ball for Staunton. Staunton can't take it on the left edge of the area. And in his frustration and anxiety, he just elbows Lee Dixon out of the way, and Arsenal have the free kick inside the penalty area. Well, in fact, they've already taken the free kick, knocked it back to John Lukic. 9 minutes gone. Littlewood's Cup, third round, second replay, neutral ground, Villa Park. Here, just outside Birmingham. Arsenal lead by 1-0, and all the sound at the moment around us is Arsenal encouragement. Thousands of the supporters have made the trip up the motorway in the fog this evening to be here, and they're watching Arsenal at the moment just inside the Liverpool half. But Gary Ablett clears for Liverpool. At the moment the action is in the centre circle, and there's a bit of space now for McMahon as he veers to the far side of the field and picks up Ray Houghton. 10 yards or so inside the Arsenal half. Houghton checks, and there are lots of Arsenal players back now behind the ball. The Liverpool move has lost a little bit of momentum, but still they retain the possession. Beardsley again on a little dancing, twinkling run. Edge of the penalty area. Slightly overdoes it though, Beardsley. But Arsenal can't counter. All they're doing is firing the ball up to the halfway line where red shirts are waiting for it. But now Rocastle emerges with the ball from inside his own half. A good run here from Rocastle. Still he won't be denied by Whelan. Great perseverance there by Rocastle, and now by Thomas, and there are a couple of great pros in midfield, locked in arm combat there. McMahon and Thomas. It's an Arsenal free kick, it's quickly taken, and Merson might try and win a corner kick now on this near side, the right hand side. Can't get the corner. Arsenal keep the ball. Back to Rocastle, pushes it early into the penalty area, and Ablett manages just to shepherd the ball out for a Liverpool goal kick. Now, if you're just joining us, let me tell you that Liverpool really had the better of things early on here tonight, and they should have scored after about 14-15 minutes. Beardsley missing a chance. You might recall it was Beardsley who also missed the best chance at Highbury a couple of weeks ago. And then Arsenal scoring with really their first effort of the night. 27 minutes, a nice shot on the turn from Paul Merson, Michael Thomas providing him with the opportunity, and then just before half-time Liverpool losing Ian Rush through an injury. Liverpool then still one behind and 10 minutes played in the second half, and Liverpool having to defend again down below on the near side. Ablett from about 35 yards manages to squeeze it back to his goalkeeper Hooper. Hooper looking really alert and coming to the edge of the penalty area, wanting the ball and wanting to distribute it as well fairly quickly, because time already starting to eat away here. Already 11 minutes gone in the second half. Liverpool with plenty to do. Beardsley just inside his half, plays it flat to feet to Houghton. Houghton lays off and finds his Republic of Ireland colleague Whelan. A delightful ball from Whelan to the near side now to Spackman. Early cross from Spackman, and it just runs in front of both Aldridge and Houghton as they try to get there at the far post, and it's an Arsenal goal kick.
Well, it was a cross that just drifted beyond Aldridge and Houghton, but it's probably those situations where Liverpool noticed the fact that, well, John Barnes is injured and Ian Rush is off, because they've got McMahon and Whelan, the two centre midfielders, and Nigel Spackman, although he's doing a good job out wide on the left, in attacking situations, he's not probably the sort of midfield player that's going to go past defenders, which is what Liverpool need now, really somebody to get to the byline.
A lot of heat being generated in the stadium now by the supporters on this very, very cold night, sort of night when you can see your breath, and a lot of football being played, of course, all around the country in all sorts of competitions. Hearts, by the way, in Scotland in the UEFA Cup are leading by 2-0 against Veleš Mostar. We have another latest score coming in just a few moments, but we'll stay with the football at the moment. Venison for Liverpool over on the far side, the right hand side, finds McMahon, and Liverpool again perhaps just making too many passes, and now an opening perhaps for McMahon, 25 yards out, finds Spackman in the area. Spackman curls it in, and spectacular headed clearance by Tony Adams. Drops to Beardsley. Beardsley finds Whelan. Whelan through to McMahon, and McMahon sliding in on the penalty spot. He's wide and he's offside as well. And now here comes that other latest score for you.
And switching from the Littlewood's Cup to the FA Cup, first round replays tonight. Remember, latest score is Fareham 2, Torquay 3. Now, Fareham 2, Torquay 3.
Here it's 1-0 to Arsenal. We've played 13 minutes of the second half. It took Arsenal nearly 4 hours of football before they went in front for the very first time. First time they actually held the lead in this contest between these two well-matched sides, Liverpool and Arsenal. And Arsenal just in front and looking perhaps for the killer second goal. 25 yards out. No way through there for Arsenal, though. The Liverpool tackling was clean and crisp. And Liverpool take a free kick and are allowed to take it really from a position where the offence didn't occur. Keith Hackett, though, typically allowing the game just to proceed, but Liverpool didn't actually gain any positive advantage for it. It's down below for an Arsenal throw, just a couple of yards from the halfway line inside their half. The right fullback, this near side, Lee Dixon, takes it and looks again for Alan Smith. Good work from Smith, a nice layoff for Rocastle. And McMahon just got half a challenge in on Rocastle, which was enough. Bit high as well. Rocastle got a bit of a knock there from that challenge from McMahon. Liverpool get the ball into the Arsenal half, but it's blasted straight back again to this near side to Rocastle. Rocastle somehow manages to keep his feet despite persistent tackling from Ray Houghton. And the ball is out of play halfway inside the Liverpool half. Right hand side, the near side for an Arsenal throw. And I wonder whether Lee Dixon might aim towards the penalty area this time. No, he doesn't. He just throws it back to Kevin Richardson. Richardson chips now into the Liverpool area. Smith brings it down sweetly, finds Thomas. Thomas trying to tee himself up for a 25-yarder. Straight into a Liverpool player, though. And Liverpool now springboard from defence to attack. Beardsley still. Bald is there, and so is Adams. And between them, they manage to pass the parcel. The ball back to Lukic. And Lukic finds Marwood over on the far side, who's had a quiet evening, Marwood. I know he's been suffering from a bit of flu, hasn't he, in the last week? So perhaps, maybe on purpose, they haven't been giving him too much of the ball. Keeping it this near side to Rocastle. And it's on the near side again, and Rocastle this time getting applause, not for a bit of aggression, but for a nice tackle on Staunton. And Staunton, halfway inside the Arsenal half, left-hand side, takes the throw. And Liverpool get it infield to Aldridge. Aldridge plays it to the far side now, square to Venison. And Liverpool now almost going back to the halfway line, virtually playing it through the entire side at the moment. This will be some goal if they can round it all off. McMahon's got it, 30 yards out, jinking run from McMahon. And Thomas is there, disputing possession, winning it, giving it away. McMahon again. McMahon tries it. Great goal by Steve McMahon. A fantastic strike from Steve McMahon. And we're right back on equal terms again. How typical of the Liverpool resilience that they should come back. And we have an invasion of Villa Park at the moment. Some 200 or so Liverpool fans encroach. They come onto the playing area. There are one or two still in the centre circle. But thankfully they're making their way into their seats straight away. They want this game to continue because we are still a million miles away from knowing who goes to Upton Park in the next round. It is now Arsenal 1, Liverpool 1. Steve McMahon has equalised.
Well, a great goal. Michael Thomas actually won possession of Steve McMahon, and Steve McMahon looks at Keith Hackett for a foul, and as Michael Thomas then sort of paused on the ball to see where he was going to play it, Peter Beardsley then got in a tackle and toe-ended it back to Steve McMahon. He pushed it forward as the Arsenal defence backed off, and from just outside the penalty area, 20 yards, he hit a right-footed shot that just flew in the angle, and you knew halfway there it was 1-1.
It has happened before many times. It will happen again many times. Liverpool are never beaten in a game until that final blast comes from the referee, and we're right back again now with Liverpool 1, Arsenal 1. McMahon has equalised, Merson's goal for Arsenal, and we played nearly 18 minutes of the second half, and the noise now is from Merseyside over on the far side, and Arsenal at the moment happy just to give the ball back again to the goalkeeper who's just been beaten, Lukic. Nothing he could do at all about McMahon. McMahon tends to score spectacular goals, doesn't he? This one was from about 25 yards. And Liverpool about to take a throw in, level with the edge of their own penalty area. Right-hand side, the far side of the field. And it's all boiling again nicely now at Villa Park. The ball is out of play again on the far side. Liverpool have made about 15 yards down the touchline. They've got another throw. And the confidence they will obtain now from getting that equaliser from Steve McMahon. Again, Liverpool with the ball. Houghton dragged back inside his own half by Nigel Winterburn, and Houghton's lost possession. Arsenal pick it up in midfield. Merson's looking for support now down this near side. There was nobody there, so Merson had to try and hang on to it. And that was good team play by Merson, because Arsenal have managed to retain possession. But Liverpool come crunching in again, and there's an incident off the ball between Nigel Spackman and Kevin Richardson. And Keith Hackett was in there within about 3/4 of a second, I would have thought, pulling them apart. Just a little word, all that's needed. No need for cards. A little chat from Hackett, they respect him, and play continues.
Well, temper's a little bit frayed. Kevin Richardson actually caught Steve Staunton and then got involved with Nigel Spackman. I think possibly no excuse really, but the fact that, you know, Arsenal conceded the goal, they're just making sure, trying to get some tackles in to wrest the initiative, which, to be fair, I think over the game you have to say Liverpool did deserve to be level. Arsenal looked as if they had weathered the early storm in the second half, and then Steve McMahon conjured a goal out of that, and certainly were a compelling game, isn't it? I mean, it's so evenly balanced. How many shopping days to Christmas? I mean, this game could go on for ages.
And it's Liverpool again, through Steve Staunton, who really is having a good game on this left-hand side. Tries to work the ball into the area, but it's blocked by Dixon, and just a little space now for Rocastle down the near side. Lays the ball infield to Merson, who never had that ball under control really, and not surprisingly it ends up untouched on this near side. Arsenal, I think, are going to make a substitution shortly. Martin Hayes, who normally tends to make an impact when he comes on, he's going to come on for at least 25 minutes and possibly an extra 30 as well, the way things are going. So Hayes to come on, and Brian Marwood to come off, and I was suggesting earlier that Marwood's had a touch of influenza, so Hayes will take up a natural position on the left-hand side of midfield. That's his accustomed role anyway, and Arsenal will just let him get into position before they take this throw-in down the near side. And it's now been taken by Dixon, and Dixon still has the ball at his feet, and a great challenge by Beardsley on Dixon. And Beardsley plays the ball into acres of space being filled by Venison, who's crossed the halfway line already. Aldridge goes on a run. Venison doesn't see him. Tunnel vision there a bit from Venison. And the ball is out of play over on the far side for a Liverpool throw. They seem to be getting all the throws and all the free kicks at the moment. Liverpool still have it over on the far side. They run it back to Steve Nicol on the halfway line. Kenny Dalglish said to us at Highbury that he hoped that this epic between the two sides would eventually be settled by a spectacular goal. We've had a spectacular equaliser from McMahon, and Spackman tries to get in. Beardsley played him through. Tony Adams, the Arsenal captain, took it away from him, but still the danger not averted. Still Liverpool getting many men forward. Venison spending almost the entire second half inside the Arsenal half so far. That's the way Liverpool are playing. Liverpool have now come to this near side. Whelan can't flick it through the gap for Spackman, and Arsenal under a bit of pressure here, but they still managed to get a very good ball to the far side, accurately played to the man who's just come on, Martin Hayes. Approaching the halfway point of the second half at Villa Park. It's Liverpool 1, Arsenal 1. Arsenal in front through Merson, Liverpool coming back through McMahon, and Arsenal now through Rocastle, just inside the penalty area. Rocastle, left-footed. In the end, it just bobbled away from him. It almost turned out to be a good pass, because it almost set up Alan Smith in the penalty area, but it's gone wide. It's a goal kick, and Peter Jones can't wait to take over.
Well, this is stirring stuff now, and certainly Liverpool beginning to put it together. That goal's made all the difference to them. One apiece, the ball just below us. Played forward for Liverpool, looking for Aldridge. Good tackle by Steve Bowl for Arsenal, though. Keeps his composure, turns it 20 yards back to John Lukic's goalkeeper. But a superb goal from Steve McMahon, as you were saying, a typically spectacular goal from him, and Liverpool needed it. They put a lot of good things together in the second half, but they needed to get back on terms quickly. But Liverpool have the possession, going down the right. Rocastle again, a little bit of wizardry from him. Tries to play it outside Staunton, breaks off Staunton, played forward again though by Lee Dixon, then breaks Beardsley. Beardsley goes inside the Arsenal half, a challenge to the big tall figure of Adams, and Adams is too strong for Beardsley, and then lays it forward. Smith's prepared to go for it. He's a bit too far forward for the Arsenal number 9, and to be taken away from him in the end by Venison, and in fact Smith claiming that it might have been for him. No, says the referee, Keith Hackett, always up with play. That'll be a goal kick then to Liverpool, defending the goal to our right. Hooper, the goalkeeper, takes it quickly out to the left back, Staunton. Great noise now, and for the first time we hear the Liverpool voices, because Arsenal have been the thing really that's been shattering the sky here for most of this game, but it's one apiece now. Far side, Venison for Liverpool, finds Aldridge, and then played forward by Houghton, back to Aldridge, halfway inside the Arsenal half. Aldridge looks for the return ball, can't get it, but Liverpool still keep the possession with Beardsley. Beardsley will hold it, has some trouble in keeping the possession, but does. McMahon, the scorer of the equaliser. Ablett's gone inside the Arsenal half. Slack ball from Ablett though, and it's picked up by Dixon. Plays it infield. Merson too far forward, even for Smith. And Hooper makes quite certain by coming 20 yards outside his own penalty area. Way down the other end there to the left. Picked up though by Steve Bowl for Arsenal. Plays it square. Winterburn. And good control there by Martin Hayes, who came on some 5 minutes ago for Brian Marwood. It's still Arsenal 1, Liverpool 1, just coming up to 25 minutes in the second half here. Rocastle gets a loose ball, 10 yards in from the near touchline, the Arsenal left. Again, jugglery by Rocastle, but it was well read by Spackman, who came over to cover for Steve Nicol and plays it back to Hooper, the goalkeeper. Hooper again dribbling the ball out to the edge of his area, and then just digs the ball out to the left to Staunton. Staunton will find Whelan, his captain, halfway inside his own half. Then Whelan will change it out to the far side. It really is fast and furious stuff, and has been certainly for the whole of this second half. And in that time, Steve McMahon, 16 minutes to be exact into this half, has got the equaliser. Staunton plays it forward once more. McMahon faces his own goal and plays a nice, easy, simple ball back to Ablett. 40-yard ball from Ablett. Not a good one, though. Direction's wrong. Staunton had done some running for him down the left back, but it was way over the top of Staunton. And Arsenal will regroup again, deep inside their own half. Then it's played a long ball forward again, looking for Alan Smith. And Smith can't control it. Bit of a dig perhaps coming in from Nicol, but it was quite fair, says Hackett. Merson halfway inside the Liverpool half forward, and Smith's offside by about 3 or 4 yards. And some more later scores for him.
Manchester United have done it again in the first division. They've taken the lead and conceded it. Manchester United 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1. Mark Hughes gave Manchester United the lead. Colin West has equalised, and it's 1-1 now at White Hart Lane. Spurs 1, Coventry 1. An early goal for Spurs from Paul Stewart, and Keith Houchin with the equaliser for Coventry. In Europe, Hearts 2, Veleš Mostar 0. In the FA Cup, Fairham 2, Torquay 3. And the crowd is 21,708 here at Villa Park. I thought 25, slightly less.
Well, we've had 26 minutes of this second half here at Villa Park in this Littlewoods Cup third round second replay. It's Arsenal 1, Liverpool 1. Paul Merson for Arsenal after 27 minutes, set up by Michael Thomas. And then that stunning equaliser from Steve McMahon 16 minutes into the second half. Ablett for Liverpool, still inside his own half. Nice ball, and finds Beardsley. Beardsley again jinking and turning, goes away from 1, goes away from 2, lays it wide. Houghton tries to get the shot in, can't, on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. They clear, but not far enough. McMahon comes back in, tries to find Spackman. Rocastle's done well as a fullback there, and plays it back to John Lukic. But certainly, Trevor, all the pressure at the moment coming from Liverpool.
Indeed, and it was a great retrieving tackle by Martin Hayes, the left midfield player who's come on as sub, because Peter Beardsley, who for me has been top man on the night, his jinxing runs have caused all sort of problems. Apart from that miss, I think he's been superb, really going at the heart of the Arsenal defence. Again, he set up the opportunity for Ray Houghton. Just as he took his foot back to tuck it in the net, there was Martin Hayes. But at the moment, Arsenal are really having to defend with numbers rather than get men forward.
They're trying to get Merson forward now, and Merson is brought down by Ablett, and he knows it's 2, and Merson stays down on the ground. Keith Hackett comes over to make sure he's all right. So there's danger now for Liverpool. This free kick is about 12 yards, I would say, outside the Liverpool penalty area, away to the right, and it's to the right as Arsenal look at it. Merson's still lying on his back, so he'll need a little bit of attention, and this is certainly where Arsenal want to, I think, perhaps edge ahead if they can, Trevor.
Just struck me watching this situation in the Highbury game. One of the real key areas Arsenal is, of course, corner kicks and set pieces, where Stevie Boll, Tony Adams and Alan Smith are so dangerous. and yet this evening I cannot remember one corner, in fact, for Arsenal, which just shows, you know, how they have had to get men back to defend against Liverpool. And this is one of the few opportunities in the night where they've got a set piece which they can cause problems to all opposition.
Well, Merson gets back on his feet to applause from the Arsenal supporters. Now then, standing over the ball, we've got Kevin Richardson, and he's got his left-back Winterman. Richardson takes it, and the header comes in just over the bar. Alan Smith coming in from the far side, and there Hooper lost it, went for it. Very good free kick coming in when it mattered. And in the end, really, I think Adams might have put that one away, I think, Trevor.
Well, it was difficult. I mean, exactly what we said, set piece. I mean, they are so dangerous. It was whipped in. Mike Hooper committed himself, tried to come, and Tony Adams got in front of it. It was one of those, he got his head to it, but he couldn't keep it down. He just headed the ball on the same height as the cross came in, and it just floated over the empty net. Very tantalising.
So it's still one apiece, and Staunton lays a long ball forward again for Liverpool. Tries to find McMahon, can't. Richardson picks it up, halfway inside his own half, away to the left. 1-1 here. Played forward by Winterburn, the Arsenal left-back. Good regrouping, though, by Liverpool once more. Good challenge comes in from Nicol and Whelan together. And then Aldrich, who came on 5 minutes before half-time after Ian Rush was injured. Out to the far side. Venison's there for Liverpool, down the right. Starts to move in field, plays it square. Beardsley, some great runs from Beardsley. And then lays it square. Ablett, tall defender Ablett, lays it forward, cut out well though by Lee Dixon for Arsenal, but all he did really was to cut that out and play it away again without trying to find another Arsenal player. So Liverpool have the possession again. Venison 10 yards inside his own half, short square, finds Whelan. Whelan keeps it coming towards us. Ablett picks it up again. Nice cultured ball out just below us. Staunton stops the ball, then plays it back to Ablett. Possession stuff here by Liverpool. 15 minutes to 90 minutes to go, and it's Arsenal 1, Liverpool 1. Good challenge though from Richardson for Arsenal. Plays it through the gap. Down he goes, fairly this time. The challenge, says the referee. So Liverpool take the possession. Spackman comes away from one challenge, and he's brought down by Merson. And the referee may well take Merson's name, possibly. Well, he's certainly having a fairly strong word. Spackman had come away from one, but no, he doesn't. Again, good refereeing by Keith Hack. He's made his point, made his authority there, keeps the thing flowing. So it's a free kick to Liverpool. And the captain, Ronnie Whelan, is there, standing alongside the full-back. And Steve Staunton's done well at left-back tonight. And they have a little discussion amongst themselves. Then Whelan short, Beardsley back to Whelan. And Whelan hoists it out to the far side, looking for Aldridge and Houghton together, and the full-back Venison will run away and let it run into touch. I think he knows it's his. Will he take it himself? Yes, he does. And he'll find Nicol. Back to Venison, has to come back towards his own goal. 10 yards in from the far touchline, the Liverpool right. Finds McMahon, scorer of Liverpool's equaliser, plays it through the gap. A little bit untidy over there at the moment, but finally Liverpool take the possession. Oh, and it's a bad ball too, and it's cut out by Rocastle, who can win a game, of course, all on his own. Superb goal he scored at Anfield in the first game. Lays it square, picked up by Dixon, and that's offside against Michael Thomas. I think, to be fair, Michael Thomas knew it too. He was about 3 or 4 yards, but good running there, and helped out well by Dixon in the run. Free kick then to Liverpool. 14 minutes, a little less, to 90 minutes here in this Littlewoods Cup third round second replay. Arsenal 1, Liverpool 1. Venison, long ball forward looking for Aldridge. Ball is cut out, it breaks loose. Houghton holds it, edge of the Arsenal penalty area, lays it wide, the cross will come in, and Steve Bold is happy to play that one anywhere as long as he clears the danger. So it's a corner then to Liverpool, and Ray Houghton will run across to take it down the Liverpool right. Exactly 13 minutes to go here to full time, and they take the corner short, just on the edge of the Arsenal penalty area. Beardsley lets the ball run on, cleared though by Merson for Arsenal. And it bounces inside the Liverpool half, but almost everybody now is in the half to our left. That's the Arsenal half. Staunton, and he'll find Nicol, and Nicol will lay it back to Ablett. Ablett plays it through the gap, and picked up once more by Whelan. Still inside their own half, but content at the moment to keep the possession, Liverpool. They don't keep it there though, and Arsenal will pick it up. And Adams, perhaps going on a run, the Arsenal captain, who went up for that free kick just a moment ago, and then laid wide down the left, but it's too far forward. And Mike Hooper under no pressure at all, and I think we can give you some later scores.
Well, they've had a bit of a festival in Edinburgh tonight. Hearts 3, Veleš Mostar 0 is the result in the UEFA Cup first leg. That really is something for Hearts to take to Yugoslavia, isn't it? And a result in the First Division, Manchester United 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1.
As Aldridge goes down the right for Liverpool, Aldridge will play the ball back. It's on the edge of the area with Houghton. Houghton's inside the Arsenal area, finds Beardsley. Beardsley has to turn away, though, from the Arsenal penalty area. Good defensive work by the men from North London here. And then they try again, Liverpool, and the ball is cleared. Only as far, though, as Nicol, and most of the possession at the moment coming from Liverpool. And Arsenal have no doubt looking perhaps to catch them on the break if they can. This a very vital last 11 minutes or so here at Villa Park. The cross comes in once more. Easy, though, for Lukic, the goalkeeper. Holds the ball, refuses to be hurried, though. Waits until the players have moved upfield. And behind him, those executive boxes and the flickering television screens up there. It's all a bit unreal here at Villa Park, but nothing unreal about the match out there. It's very stirring stuff. Arsenal 1, Liverpool 1 in this Littlewoods Cup third round second replay. 1-1 at Anfield, 0-0 at Highbury after extra time. Who knows, could be extra time here. Staunton just below us, that's down the Liverpool left. Takes his time, lays it square to Ablett once more. Ablett, and gets the return ball back from Houghton, and then has to play it back again. Quite content still, Liverpool, to keep the possession, rather than trying things that perhaps a little bit too adventurous, and would give the ball away. And they play it back to Ablett. And Ablett again lays it through the gap, this time to McMahon. Good challenge by Adams on McMahon, but chopping a little bit at his heels, so it'll be a free kick to Liverpool as tall figure of Adams runs back to his normal defensive position. Beardsley, Staunton tries to find Aldridge. Ball is laid at a touch, though. It'll be a throw-in to Liverpool. Pressure still from Kenny Dalglish's side, and the throw goes back to Ablett. Beardsley tries to let it run on and has done so too, and Houghton did well, and Houghton will pick up Venison. Venison plays it through the gap. Houghton with a shot! Oh, inches wide. And one or two of the Liverpool players, their hands on their heads. Aldridge there looked as if he couldn't believe it, Trevor.
I think you could say that was pretty close. Just the reactions of the players, all hands on their head. To be fair, I think Liverpool this evening have probably played as well as Arsenal did in the first match. You know, it's one of those even Stevens. The first game was undoubtedly Arsenal's. The second was pretty much, as I say, on a level. No side really dominated. And tonight, undoubtedly, Liverpool have dominated. And Arsenal, though, are hanging in there. It's a good experience for their side. And whilst the score's naturally enough a level 1-1, they've got to keep battling away and perhaps get the one opportunity which they had really after half an hour. That was their first shot when they took the lead, and it's one of those nights Liverpool getting a bit frustrated perhaps because they're having so much of the game.
Well, Rocastle's going to try for them now going down the right. Staunton will stay with him. It's almost on the corner flag. Rocastle, good skills by Rocastle, and he's won the corner off Staunton. So the big men will go forward for Arsenal. Steve Bold is there, and Tony Adams is on the edge, lurking on the edge of the Liverpool penalty area. Corner then to Arsenal, one apiece, and Martin Hayes will take the corner for Arsenal. Chips it to the near post looking for the back header, but caught well there by Hooper, the Liverpool goalkeeper. Holds it firm and again waits for players to move upfield. We've got a little more than 8 minutes of this Littlewoods Cup third round second replay remaining for the full 90, but it's one apiece still. And Liverpool have the possession once more. Back to Beardsley, who's run and run and run here tonight. And the flag goes up. The referee's seen it. Play on, he says, because Arsenal had the possession, then they've given it away. And Nicol lays it out just below us. Staunton cuts the ball in field, finds Whelan. Whelan square once more to Nicol on the halfway line. Keeps it going out to Venison. Venison moves menacingly inside the Arsenal half. A long cross from him. And it's headed forward again by Spackman, and Aldridge is prepared to go, and the ball is running loose, and finally it's cleared by Arsenal anywhere. Not far enough though. Beardsley's there inside the area. Shot from Beardsley. Well, I was going to say Aldridge was within a whisker of that. I think that's fair, Trevor, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I'm not sure whether it was a shot or a cross. One of those that went right across the face, and Aldridge slid in, but it was always a little bit too hard and went past him. Arsenal was just a couple of minutes ago, they had that corner kick, as far as I can remember, almost their first one. Of course, the problem for them there is that Brian Marwood has gone off, and really Brian Marwood is the one who orchestrates all their set pieces, free kicks, and the ball that went into the near post did lack the usual speed and sort of dangerous curl that, of course, Marwood supplies.
Beardsley Halfway inside the Arsenal half again. Jinks away once more, lays it wide out to the area. Houghton's there. Houghton gets the cross in, and Lukic did well to fall down on that one, because there were 3 men in red coming in. And they are opening up Arsenal now, Trevor, time and time again.
That man again, Peter Beardsley, picking it up in that little hole. They've still never really sorted out who should be picking him up. And he ran at the defence. He committed the 2 defenders, in fact. It was Winterburn and Adams to come to him. Slipped it out to Ray Houghton, whose first touch just let him down and pushed him a bit wide. Because really it was a good shooting opportunity if he'd have controlled it well.
Venison. And the ball laid wide once more by Liverpool down the left. Spackman finds McMahon. He can't get the target in his sights this time. Has indeed to run away from that Arsenal penalty area. Keeps possession. Beardsley, edge of the Arsenal penalty area again. Half cleared by Richardson. Beardsley goes back for a second bite. Can't get it though. Arsenal take the possession down their right touchline. And almost tiredly there, if the ball is played at a touch. Liverpool take the throw quickly. They want to go forward here. Whelan gets the return ball. Good challenge comes in from Smith, but Whelan's too strong. Squared again. Venison for Liverpool. Halfway inside the Arsenal half. Lays it wide. Houghton down the right for Liverpool. Starts to come infield again. The cross comes in from Houghton. It's too far forward though for Spackman this time. Coming in on the left. Goal kick then to Arsenal. We've got exactly 5.5 minutes of the 90 minutes remaining here at Villa Park tonight. Arsenal 1, Liverpool 1. Paul Merson after 27 minutes for Arsenal, set up by Michael Thomas. About the first really constructive move they put together, they got the goal. But there's been some very good stuff being played by Liverpool in the second half. They got the equaliser with Steve McMahon 16 minutes into this half. That's how it stands, with extra time looming yet again. Clearance, headed away once more though by Steve Nichols. Missed hardly anything in the air. Adams is in the spot of bother for a second with Aldridge. Does well, the Arsenal captain though. Comes away and clears before Spackman can come in on him. And the ball is now halfway inside the Liverpool half. Whelan again calming it all down. Finds Ablett, who goes forward almost at walking pace. Plays it through the gap. Spackman slips as he played the ball, but he's still good enough to find Houghton. Houghton turns away, almost beats the referee there. Houghton holds it. 5 yards outside the Arsenal penalty. Beardsley going through. Good covering though once more by Arsenal, particularly in the shape of Adams. But Beardsley is still there, playing with enormous confidence tonight. Ball laid back once more. Staunton the fullback inside the area. Houghton with a shot. Flat. Well, it would have flashed wide, I think, and in the end Winterburn made sure and heads the ball away. It's still on the edge though of the Arsenal penalty area, way to the left. It's still one apiece here. Smith has to go back and try and help out the Arsenal defence. Whelan's there too. The shot comes in from Whelan. Not enough strength. Lukic holds on to it. I wouldn't fancy out there in the last 4 minutes, Trevor, would you?
I think you could say they're breathing pretty deep at this stage. Ray Houghton, in fact, I always remember from his West Ham days, he gets in some extremely good positions. He's not the best of finishers. He's one of those who likes to curl the ball in, and that was what he did, try to get it in the inside left position in the penalty area. Tried to curl it towards the far post, and it just sliced off the outside of his right foot. He's had 2 or 3 good scoring opportunities and hasn't quite tucked it away. I think he either scores spectacular goals or they won't go in.
Well, Steve Bold clattered in on Peter Beardsley. Free kick to Liverpool. Beardsley himself will take it. Venison tries a run. He's lost it. Smith picks it up, but Venison comes back to make up for that mistake and finds Ablett. Ablett lays it towards us. Staunton again going down the left for Liverpool. Checks his stride this time. Changes his mind. Still finds Ablett though. And Ablett moves just inside the Arsenal half. Drives it through the gap. Beardsley, and he'll drive it out once more to Houghton, and Houghton's menacing again, going down the right for Liverpool. Edge of the Arsenal penalty area, has to hold it. Plays it square. Aldridge will help him out. On the edge of the Arsenal area still. McMahon can't find the target again. Still keeps the possession. Houghton's inside the Arsenal penalty area. Turns away. Houghton. The header comes in. And it's there. And John Aldridge has scored for Liverpool. The ball came in from the right. It looped over. Looked not really dangerous. And John Aldridge, brought on 5 minutes before half-time for Ian Rush, scores his 9th goal. It may be enough. We now have 3 minutes to go. Arsenal 1, Liverpool 2.
Well, if ever there is a time to go ahead, 3 minutes to go, this sort of epic battle is a fantastic time from Liverpool's point of view. You just felt Arsenal were just trying to hang on, almost like a boxing match against the ropes until perhaps it's 90 minutes, and then George Graham could get at them and try and lift them. But they were just hanging on defensively, and then suddenly Ray Houghton conjured up the chance, put it across with the outside of his right foot, and John Aldridge put a sort of floating loopy header, which really John Lukic didn't have much chance with. And 2-1, I can't really see Arsenal possibly getting back into it.
Liverpool clear, but only as far as the centre circle, and Arsenal will throw the lot now. Winterburn cleared though by Whelan for Liverpool. McMahon's back to help out. McMahon comes dangerously just across his own penalty area and floats it out to Staunton. Staunton will clear high into the crowd away to the left, and every Arsenal player now wants to run forward and take the possession. We have exactly 2 minutes by my watch for 90 minutes. Arsenal 1, Liverpool 2. The ball on the halfway line. Arsenal have the possession. Steve Bold, a long ball, edge of the Liverpool area. It's finally cleared though by Ronnie Whelan and Steve Nicol together. Ball bounces just below us, and it'll go into touch, I think. Yes, it does. Throw into Arsenal. Dixon, the fullback, takes the throw. Rocastle through the gap. Smith, cross comes in from Smith, but that was always Hooper's ball. Pity from Arsenal's point of view, because there'd been a good run there by Martin Hayes coming in on the left, and Tony Adams had gone up too, because now with a little more than a minute to go, Arsenal might just as well throw the lot, including the big tall men Adams and Bowl together. So Arsenal took the lead after 27 minutes. Liverpool equalised with McMahon, and then just a minute and a half ago, John Aldridge with that header didn't have an awful lot of power, but the direction was there, and Lukic could do nothing about it. But Arsenal still come forward, edge of the area. Smith comes back. Staunton's there though. Staunton holds the ball, plays it towards his own corner flag, clears just below us. Spackman, and Spackman will play it to Beardsley, and Beardsley's gone round Bold, and down he goes, and Beardsley quite convinced he was fouled. Not so, says Keith Hackett. That could have been a good break for Liverpool.